Okay, welcome back everybody. My next video will be about the gas stoves or the propane butane mix stoves. I'll just get it out for you. Here it is. Just adjust the camera a bit. This is a Coleman stove on a Coleman gas cartridge. A word about the cartridges first. This is the, if my camera will focus please, thank you. This is the medium cartridge, an empty one, this one. There's a larger version and a smaller version, sorry. I use the medium ones. If you really want to save weight, you could go for a small one. If weight doesn't matter, you can buy a big one, but I just like this size. This one is an MSR brand, which is full. That one is empty. So actually this kind of stoves will work on all these kind of cartridges. They just screw on like so. Get the full one out of the way for a moment. Put it back on. Quite easy. Just finger tight. Okay, this one is the Coleman F1 Lite stove, and it packs in this little pouch. So the top comes off, these legs will fold together, and you have the bottom piece. This brings me to the biggest drawback of this stove. It's the heat. When I turn this thing full on, the tips here in the end will turn red, and this thing will get so hot that, if you can see it, this plastic here has melted. So I cannot unscrew the stove anymore. So the bag I don't need, because I cannot pack it anymore. I've been looking around on the internet. This happens more on these stoves. I think maybe you can see it. It's really melted here within the threads. I could send this to Coleman and get a new one, but I'm afraid the same will happen. So I'll just keep it the way it is and use it fixed. Or at least I unscrew it if I travel, but then just use it like this. Because this is my favorite method of cooking. This thing heats up really fast. Like I said, this will go red hot, and you can change the power output with the knob, so you can have a simmer or full on blast with a little frying pan. What I want to do, I want to look for a placement, something like a MSR Pocket Rocket or Primus or Optimus brand. Doesn't matter, maybe Coleman, but ideally those legs will be all metal and fold in the center, so you have one piece that just opens and closes, instead of this having to screw off. The advantage, what I think about those gas cartridges, is that you cannot only put on a stove, but you can put on other things, and I want to roll in for now. For instance, this Primus gas lantern. So as you can see, this lantern, which will have a separate review coming soon, will work on the same cartridge. So I can bring this, do my cooking on it, very cool, and in the evening I can put on my light for doing other stuff. Outdoor use, of course. Indoor use tends use a flashlight, a headlight. But this thing can also be used in a barn or in a cabin somewhere which is indoors but is quite large. Do not use any of this shit in a tent, or unless you want to die, but I guess you don't. what I like to do with this thing is use it in conjunction with a heat shield, just like this, a tinfoil sheet. I don't know, I got this in an outdoor store. Just wrap it around, so it will keep all the heat trapped. Anything else to say? This is enough for a week. I've cooked maybe 2 weeks on this, but your results may vary, of course. If you really want light and compactness, get a small cartridge. If it doesn't matter, then bring a big, but I just like the medium. I use this to replace the solid fuel cooker you saw before. When it's folded, this will easily go in an army backpack, especially when you have the small one. And this is so much easier to cook on than that other stuff. This will heat water really fast. We will show you outside in just a minute. So for me, this is the system to go. I don't say this burner or this brand of cartridges, doesn't matter. Some will last longer than others. I don't know if this says on the thingy. No, made in France, Coleman, gas. Okay, this is bought in Europe, so the MSR ones say burn time 1 to 2 hours, depending on, of course, how much you use it. This one is made in the UK. This is all the same, it just doesn't matter, but the mixture may slightly vary. I don't know if it's on this one. I should have looked this up before. Doesn't say a mix. This also don't say a mix. It's just a mix, propane, butane. So that's it for now. Awesome stove. This model not so awesome because of the plastic. I used it before only to boil water, and then it would not be used so long, so I could get it on, screwed. But I've started using this more frequently and more longer on a single meal. So that's when the freaking plastic melted. So that's it for now, and also in part 2 we'll be outside testing this with some water. And watch out for another review on this excellent lantern. Out.